So the next kinds of names or classifying triangles have to do with their angles that they have. So names based on angles. Boom. An acute angle. Remember that an acute angle is an angle that is less than 90 degrees. So in an acute triangle, all three of the angles are less than 90 degrees. Yes. I had to think about that just to make sure. So an acute triangle, all three angles are acute, which means less than 90. Which makes sense based on the picture that we have here. So, for example, some angle measurements could be 30 degrees, 78 degrees, and to be clear here, because I can't just make the third one up, I can make those two up, but I have to make sure that it adds to 180. So 30 plus the 78 is 108 minus the 180, so that third one would have to be 72. So all three of those angles are acute angles. They're all less than 90 degrees, so that would be an acute triangle. I can also tell because all three of those angles are different. You know, they're not all 60 degrees, so it's not equilateral. Two of them aren't the same, so it's not isosceles. So that means it must be scalene, right? Three unequal sides, three unequal angles. So this would be an acute, this example down here is an acute scalene triangle. We'll get into that more. An obtuse triangle is obviously has obtuse angles involved with it, but if you think about it, it can't have more than one obtuse angle. If I had multiple obtuse angles, which are bigger than 90, that would be something like 90 and 100, and technically 90 is not obtuse because technically it's right, so let's make it 95, and then let's say I did 30. Well, 100 plus 95, that right there is already over the 180 limits for the degrees, so that wouldn't work. No point of there. So an obtuse triangle has one obtuse angle. One obtuse. One obtuse angle, which just means greater than 90 degrees. But only one obtuse angle, and then it has two acute angles. It can only have one. I'm going to emphasize that. Triangles can only have at most one obtuse angle. It can't have more than two. Otherwise, it's not going to work out. The measurements, the adding up. Ugh, okay, whatever. We'll fix it later. So you can see some of our examples here. We've got 37, 30. Both of those are acute. There's the obtuse. I'll circle the obtuse angle on each one. Boom, the 117. The other two are below, the 108. And if I added all of those numbers up, each three of them inside the triangle, you'd find that they all equal 180. So only one obtuse angle for an obtuse triangle. And then last but not least, we have right triangles, which we're actually going to spend quite a significant amount of time on. And so right triangles have exactly one right angle, which is equal to 90 degrees. And just like with the obtuse angles, there can't be more than one. A triangle can never have more than one right angle. Triangles can never have more than one right angle. So looking at our triangle here, you can see that I've got my 90-degree angle because of that box that they've got in there nicely for me, which means that's my largest angle, which means that that largest side is the hypotenuse there. So we'll talk more about like triangles when we get to that. All right, so those are the three names based on angles. So you've got names based on sides and names based on angles. Most triangles can get two names.